Hello again, YouTube. This is The Truth, man, giving you the truth. The channel is the No Matrix, No Simping, All Subjects channel. We talk about sports, we talk about dating, we talk about politics, we talk about money, we talk about religion, we talk about movies, we talk about everything that you could think of. And those of you who want to hear me talk about something, just put it in the comments. Ask me, hey, could you cover such and such? And we will gladly do so. Because I believe I'm a well-rounded individual like that. Not sure. Okay, so on this video, I'm talking about going forward, what you gotta get these women to understand. See, every woman wants to get married. They think that you have to deal with their changes, but they don't have to, or you have to deal with their changes, but they don't have to deal with some of yours. Like the old saying goes, a man hopes that a woman won't change, and a woman hopes that a man will. So they spend all their time sometimes emasculating a man. Not even knowing they doing so at work, at home, just emasculating. But they're a catch though. The women who do this, they still think that they're wife material. They still think that they're a catch. I had a couple women unfriend me on Facebook who both of them are very similar in the way that they deal with men and their approaches in terms of dealing with people. And so, obviously, they ain't gonna like what I had to say, and both of them unfriended me. I'm like, why would you? They both knew how I was. So, like, why would you even try to be friends with me? What, you thought you was gonna be able to change me, or you thought I wasn't gonna be myself? Like, I don't get it. Like, they wasted their time, basically. They wasted my time. So, we're gonna get into some things that you need to get these women to understand, even having the slightest relationship with them in 2023 and beyond. And if they won't understand it, don't even waste your time, man. They're not worth it. First of all, you already know, don't get no marriage license. Don't live in no palimony state. And now you have the alienation of affection states. I'm gonna make a video on this where if you in these, I think it's 18 states, do not get in no type of relationship. No marriage license, period. But in these 18 states, you got to be careful with any type of relationship. We're going to get into that next. So, again, let me see what they doing. I can do two things at once. I got my eye right on the road, and I'm talking about this. So, what are they doing? So, these are the things that I'm going to cover, and it's way more. If I don't believe that I covered enough, we're going to make a part 2. Y'all know how we do. We make series over here. So, what you need to get these women to understand in 2023 and beyond. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Y'all favorite YouTubers are clicky. Anytime you dealing with a clicky person, a person that'll deal with this person but not that person, this person but not that person, for no reason at all, no gripe, no drama, no, it's just what they do. You got to be careful with them. Because I'm seeing these guys, and I ain't going to even keep saying the person's name. I'm seeing these guys cling to somebody that shouldn't even be in this space, which makes them lose credibility as far as I'm concerned. So, I'm going to show you what to look for in 2023 and beyond, what to lay down the law with these women. And if they not willing to be this, do this, say this, act these ways, don't deal with them. Don't deal with them. Number one, if she talking about she want babies, do not have babies without getting y'all money right. So if y'all a young couple If y'all a young couple, she talking about, well, I want kids, this, that, and the other. Like, okay, break out some paper, go get your notebook and be like, before we had kids, this is where we need to be, money-wise, savings, this, that, and the other. And then we're gonna get into how to deal with these accounts next. But one thing y'all mess up, and one thing I messed up, is we try to cater to a woman's feelings instead of being honest, forthright, and doing what's best. That stuff never works. It always comes back to bite you. So you break out some paper, be like, okay, this is what we gonna do. We're not even having joint accounts, which is next. No joint accounts until she cooperates. No joint accounts until she cooperates. A lot of men starting to understand this. I was in the tax preparer's office last night, and it was this couple. They was this boyfriend and girlfriend. The old man is trying to push him into marriage. He looking like, nah. They weren't even sitting next to each other. They were sitting across from each other. Who does that? So obviously they getting into a lot of conflicts as a couple, where they in the office waiting to be seen and they sitting across from each other. And he didn't claim her. He's like, oh, we're just friends. She looked like, I can't wait to get you out of here. What do you mean we just friends? You sure screwing me. So tell them, listen, I would say ballpark range that you shouldn't have any children until you have $30,000. $30,000 cash saved. And before you go anywhere in terms of your relationship, make sure you already have this where she can't come after. And then you give her a dollar amount. If she's still working, then she needs to save up before y'all had kids. And don't have no joint account with her unless she's at the same level as your savings or higher. You say, oh, that's cruel. No, it's not. No, it's not. 90% of women with college degrees file for divorce on their husband. So you know how they file for divorce, even though we ain't getting no marriage license. If you choose to commit to them in marriage, I'm going to show you how to do that. I've been doing a lot of research. It's really something that I should have did. But how would I know at 22? People weren't talking about this. My father wasn't teaching me about this. My father ended up having his own strange experience. So, no babies until a certain dollar amount. I would say 30,000. And no joint accounts until she matches or exceeds your amount. This is how you protect yourself against the ever-changing emotions of a woman. Next, talk to her about fitness. Number one, never stop your fitness. And that's what I shouldn't have did. You know, I ain't never been a super duper pudgy, roly-poly dude. But there's been some times where I done tipped them 300 scales. You know, but the thing, I always played with the weights. So it was never like a out of control thing. But fitness is key. Stretching every day, taking vitamins, that's part of fitness. Taking vitamins, trying to eat right. You know, have your days where you just don't care, you eat whatever. But don't do that every day. And don't let her do it every day. And if she tries to get emotional, don't go for it, man, because like some people in the world, you gotta be careful. Like when you having babies, like you gotta be in proper physical condition, drinking a lot of water, stretching, eating right, going for walks, jogs. You can't just sit around and then come up pregnant, or you sitting around and then you get her pregnant. Even for a guy, Like, you got to be keeping your blood flowing, taking your vitamins, playing with the weights, keeping your gut under control. Because you know when that sugar is going to stay in your body. And this is from licensed professionals. When you got overabundance in your gut. So next thing, do not let her jealousy stop you from fitness. Be like, look, I'm going to see women, get off that, not trying to hear it. If you got a problem with me seeing women, you got a problem with me looking at women, find you a dude you can control. Which is the next thing. Don't let these women control you. Relationships ain't that serious. Most of them are unsuccessful. Don't never let no woman control you. You're the man. You're in control. What this world tried to say and do is not God's way. This world has proven every day that they are unsuccessful as a world. With all the murder, all the things that go on in today's world, they prove every day that you not being with God, you not going God's way is not working. Every day. I don't care what none of these college professors, none of these skeptics, none of them say. Your way does not work. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. You can't do whatever you want. That's Satanism. Satanism doesn't work. Some forms of religion are Satanism. If God didn't say it, God didn't mean it, guess who it's from? So you don't let these women control you, man. That's not their job. That ain't what they're there for. They're there for assistance and pleasure. Don't let them ever tell you otherwise. And when they provide what they're there to do, then you should give them what they want. You should give them what they want. And they say, well, I should be able to stay at home with the kids. She's absolutely right. But here's the mistake I made, and here's the mistake a lot of people make. Before you start having kids, remember, $30,000 cash, where you could look at it, you actually see it. Cash. Find you a safe, get you a safe building to your floor. But you should have that 30. You could keep money in the bank if you want, but that 30 G should be right there. Preferably small bills, where if you have an emergency, I mean, you can have large bills too, but if you have an emergency, you have to pinch off of it a little bit, that's fine. That's fine, but you shouldn't be having too many emergencies. Shouldn't be having too many emergencies. Next thing, get their material desires under control as well. And get yours under control. Because you got to be able to see nice cars, nice clothes, Jordans, whatever else, without going and overspending on it. And this is for young and old couples. Matter of fact, let's get off subject, kind of on subject, but kind of off subject. If she's beyond childbearing years, which I would say after the age of 33, don't do it. Because there's too many complications. Doctors get lazy and they want to just take shortcuts. But after the age of 33, I wouldn't advise to do it. And if you do it, you better be in there and keep checking them doctors. Don't let them dictate nothing to you. You the one that got to pay for it, not them. Be like, look, we're going to have this baby the natural way. You don't like it, maybe you should have just gotten a different field. So you got to control those material passions. Let her pout, which is the next thing. Never give in to a woman who's acting like a child. That goes along with the control thing. Never. Sex ain't nothing, man. Let's just be honest. I wouldn't advise, like I'm not an advocate or paying for it, but that option is there. So don't ever let a woman and her little sex control you, because sex is everywhere. You control her. And never, like I say, never give in to her acting like a child, man. Next thing, trials and tribulation gonna happen in life. But you want to be, especially in your younger years, in your 20s, you want to play it safe a little more. See, I kind of was messing myself up because I wasn't playing it safe enough in my 20s. That's when you need to be playing it safe. Watching who you hang around, watching how you spend your money, watching what you do. You got to play it safe the whole time, but especially when you're younger, in your 20s. Don't be out there just going make all these guys just having all these kids. It's going to come back to bite them eventually. See, kids, you got to spend time with kids. You got to groom kids. Even if you got to groom them into being more independent, because you're going to have to work. But when you start having too many, it was easy for me because I had two through my younger years. And then in my 30s, I had my daughters. But you got to be playing it safe, man. You stop being so freaky. Man, I'm finna shoot all this in there. No, don't do it. Mess up the sheets. Mess up them sheets, man. And I'll tell you something else. Never let a woman trap you in a monogamous relationship or with kids. That's the next thing. That's the next thing. Don't give in to ultimatums from women. Because they're giving you ultimatums now, then they ain't gonna like you later for giving in to them too much. You could do everything for a woman. When she starts going through her change, she's gonna forget about everything you did. When trials start happening, when tragedy, all this stuff just out of the blue happen, which let me tell you, do y'all think these people getting evicted just solely because they didn't manage their money properly? Every single one of them? That's not the case. There's a lot of factors that going hand in hand with what I'm talking about, how things in life change. But when things in life change, you got to make sure she understand we ain't finna be doing all that old weird stuff because your mama died, because your daddy died, because you dealing with frustrations. We ain't finna start all that. That's why you gotta leave yourself an opening. Be able to dump these chicks when they go too far to the left with their behavior. Always be next thing. Always be willing to break up and dump a woman. Don't ever get to the point where you refuse to do it. Because she will ruin your life, man. These years go fast and they will get away from you. So next thing, don't overspend trying to please them. And you make sure they know this up front. It's all right to get her nice things, but it shouldn't inconvenience you in any way. If you ain't got it, you don't get it. Simple as that. And that go if you celebrate Christmas, all these holidays. That's how you got to do. That's how you got to go about it. Now, if you want to buy things and stuff, save it up all year. Figure out how much you're going to spend and save it up all year. But we see they talking about a recession. This is still the richest country in the world. The only reason why it's a recession or possibly gonna be one is either the wrong people manipulating stuff to keep people down, or it's too many people mismanaging their funds, or both. That's why you gotta get that in control before you start having these relationships, man. Gotta get that under control. Next, Now y'all see all of it. If you got to go back, watch it again. But next, do not let her family punk you. Don't let her family punk you. If she's close to her family, then you know what that means. That means you got to keep them in check like you keep her in check. Don't let them get you to do nothing you don't want to do. Don't let them say nothing you don't want to hear. So you got to keep them in check. Me personally, I never have like major problems out of her family. It was little stuff, but it was never like major, at least not yet. It never ends. So you got to keep them in check too. And the reason why you got to keep her in check, because if you don't keep her in check, you're not going to be able to keep them in check. If she disrespecting you while she's around them, they're going to try to do it too. So you got to be, all of this is manhood. Well, I'm telling you, this is all manhood. This is all manhood. Listen, next thing, if you into the church, if you a Christian, that don't change nothing. Nothing that I said. Loving God, the Most High will respect you more and want to bless you more if you being the man of your household. You start deferring to her too much, that's gonna make things go the opposite way. If she's not submissive to you, that'll make things go the opposite way. If you don't keep her in check, that'll make things go the opposite way. See, the Most High expect us to run these houses, not run with your boys. With the next thing, don't let her control your relationship with your friends, but do not spend too much time with them, especially if you got kids. If you in a relationship and she's doing right, then you should be spending more time with her or hers, plural, than them. These wishy-washy people, why would you spend more time with your boys? Have y'all seen the video where dude brother was messing with his wife? He fired on his brother. His brother walked off, got in his car. The wife, he pushed her head and was snatching her up too. She walking up the street. Then just took off sprinting. Bang, bang, bang. Had a swimming suit on. Because the brother stopped, lit her in the car. Some brother. You see what I mean? You see what you can't even trust half of these dudes like that. Just like you can't trust the women. If me and you ever been friends or known each other extensively, then any woman I dealt with, if that's your wife, if I'm married to somebody or been married to somebody, she's off limits to you. And if any of your friends, if you try to get with my ex-wife, I'ma think you think I'm a punk, and I'ma have to get you. Especially if we used to run together. Oh yeah. You say, oh, you a Christian? Y'all always try to take somebody's manhood because they love God. Not this way. Not this way. I know the truth. I know how the most righteous men of all generations carried themselves. So you can emasculate me with my love for God. Don't waste your time. So, but you already know what time it is. You better have listen, man. If you try to get with an ex-wife of mine, you better make sure you got bodyguards everywhere you go. Because you got to get it. You got to get work. Especially a dude who knows how I am and knows how I do things. You got to get work, man. Because ain't nothing changed. I changed my behavior. I matured. But don't you ever forget it, especially if you know me. Don't ever think somebody done went soft. And this is how you gotta, this is why it's not always in the best interest, which is next. Bringing your girl and your wife around these people. These 2023 people. If she always trying to have her friends around, again, regulate. I don't feel like dealing with your friends today. Well, I'm going to go out there with them. Go ahead. But if she start trying to say that every day, the day is going to come where you have to tell her, man, I'm not finna be in no relationship with somebody that's always hanging out. If you want to be in a relationship with me, you can even cut that down. Your sex is not that important. That's why you got to make them break that bread, break that cheese. Because that's how you know when a woman is really into you, when she start the willingness to spend money. The willingness to spend money. That's how I knew originally that, you know, the wife was, you know, she was breaking that bread. I'm like, okay. If she ain't never went, she always said, well, you gotta, you know what? You got a beard, rub your beard, be like, you know what? I don't think we should go too far with this. What do you mean? And you better not touch my car. If she try to touch your car, don't get into this thing where you're going to end up in jail. Just record her. There's laws. Like, your record finna be messed up. Like, in Wisconsin, you can't tear nobody's cars up. If I see, all I gotta do is record you.